I generally am not a fan of franchising because it's more from a control perspective. I think, to maintain a certain level of consistency and quality, it's very important to try and keep that control within reach. And when you franchise, you lose a lot of that business. So I'm not a big fan of the franchise program. As for over-expansion, I think in our case, we've had to grow at a certain pace because we kind of want to attract the best of industry so that they will come together and share our same vision to develop and build the business. If we had maintained small, slow, and steady, it would have taken a lot longer and would not have given us the muscle or the exposure, like you mentioned, to attract the best of industry. I think collaborations are very, very important because, I tell everybody again and again, it's never a one-man show. My ideas are only one perspective, but when you share them with somebody else, you get somebody else on board to bounce ideas off, you suddenly get a second and third perspective of something that can possibly go wrong or something that can be even better than the original idea. So I'm a firm believer of collaboration. There will always be a main trend where people want to go back to shopping centers. There is a certain level of comfort. We're all creatures of habit. We want to go back to somewhere where it's easy to park. We know the layout. We know that if it rains, we're not going to get wet. We know security is not a concern. So shopping centers will always be a mainstay. However, because there's so many coming on stream, it really does suddenly become survival of the fittest because everybody needs to pull their weight and create that special experience for people to keep going back again and again. I think the difference with high street and shopping centers is with high street you get a very independent experience. Every shop lot, every business that's along high street would offer a slightly different experience versus in a shopping center it's fairly conditioned. So I think that's where you see a main differentiation. But it won't be an either-or business. I think both areas will continue to expand. I think there will be a tremendous growth in the entrepreneurial spirit, entrepreneurial businesses, where there'll be a lot small startups. As I think this new generation, a lot of people want to be their own boss. It's not a bad thing, but go out and get the experience, the necessary experience first, so that it gives you a bigger head start ahead of everybody else. But I think that's something we're going to see a lot of people developing their passion into a business. So whether it's cooking popiah, making burgers, or curry laksa, in my trade, I suppose it's all food related, but it could be in fashion, it could be in household, it could be in design. A lot of people will be starting up small businesses, whether they're pop-up shops that will eventually grow into bigger chains. So I think that's a huge trend I see where the artisanal value would be fairly strong.